I'm going to do another sort of longish series of videos, and I'm going to create something that's kind of a mix between the orphanage from Uncharted, where Nathan Drake is, as a young boy, sent to the orphanage. And I just find those interior scenes really, really interesting. And even if you don't know what I mean, don't have to worry about it. But I'm going to be mixing that with Wolfenstein, sort of the sci-fi aspect in normal environments. So I'm kind of thinking of an orphanage, monastery type school environment with some sci-fi stuff. And the idea is going to be that, just like the orphanage where Nathan Drake, if he acts up, he gets in trouble and he's sent back to his room. He can't escape, kind of thing, although he does. There's going to be some sci-fi elements that keep people in, keep the students in, whatever. So that's why I'm calling it Locked In. All right, so it's going to be kind of temple-like, kind of monastery, but with some sci-fi. We're going to see how well this blend goes. Not overly complicated modeling or anything, and we're just going to get started right now. So I'm looking in front orthographic view. My screencast keys are on, as you can see down there. And I'm going to start by creating a circle. And I'm going to go with the default 32. This is not going to be low poly or anything. I'm going to rotate X 90. And I'm going to press S2 to scale it 2 times. And I think to get this first arch, I'm going to press E and S. Come in and try to get sort of the thickness of the arch that I want. B to box select. And I'm going to delete those bottom vertices. I'm going to take this and pull it up. And then I'm going to box select these vertices, E to extrude, and pull them down to there and see if I like that as the size of my arch. Okay, well, at any rate, I can change that. Now I'm going to give it some thickness by extruding in the Y. And I don't need those back faces, so I'm going to X faces. And I'm also going to delete these bottom faces. And I'll have the beginning of what I want. Now, inside here, inside this arch, this is going to be like a door arch. So I'm going to have like a glass pane actually up top, and then some doors. So to do that, I'm going to Shift Alt and click this edge and copy it. So duplicate it, Shift D to duplicate. I'm going to pull it out, P to break it out. And I'll go back to this later and I'll bevel it and stuff. But I'm going to work on this right now. And I'm going to select this vertex and this one, F to make a face. And I'm going to select this bottom one here and this one, the bottom of the curve, and F to make a face. Select the whole thing, F to make a face. And I'm going to pull that back in. And I just want to have a look at that actually in. And imagine like my doors would be right here and a big glass plane. Maybe some stuff in there. I don't know exactly yet. I feel like it's a little bit short, and so what I'm going to do is go back in object mode, select this one and this one, go into edit mode, into wireframe, and box select the bottom and just pull it down like that, and then take the whole thing, pull it back as if X is the ground. So I'll do something like that. Just have a quick look here. Okay, so far so good. Alright, so to make this, I'm going to, in face selection, number 3, select here and here. I'm going to press I twice, I, for inset, and start pulling in. Actually, I'm going to do it like that. And I want to get the border, especially the border, well, the border that goes around here, essentially. So that's probably okay. So I'm going to X faces. We can see we have a hole there. But I don't like this bottom part. I want to do my doors there. So I'm going to select this face and delete it. And I'm going to switch over to, I'll switch to vertex mode, and I'm going to select this vertex and this one, pull it down, and snap to there by holding Control. So that's what I've got. Hopefully it's going to be okay. So let's take this now and extrude it back a ways to give it some thickness. I'll go like around there. Don't need the back, so X faces, delete those faces. And the ones on the bottom here I don't need either. We'll do that. And let's try this with a bevel. I'll go for 2 and I'll go 0.02. And I want to do something else. I'll fix this up in a bit, but just notice the corners are kind of sharp. I'm going to come down in the bevel modifier under geometry, miter outer. I'm going to switch that to arc and watch the model. It kind of rounds them out. We'll try shade smooth. And to help it, I will add a weighted normal and normal's auto smooth. So this is what we have so far, and that's okay. This thing, what to do with this? For now, I'm thinking, and I may not need to do any fancy thing, I'm just going to bevel it, and I'm going to have 2 segments, which is really a total of 3 edges, like that. And I'm going to shade smooth, and hopefully that's okay. If I really want to, I can put a subdivision on it, because like I said, it's not going to be low poly. As for the doors themselves, we can make a start on it. It's just, do I want to do anything fancy? Let's say I didn't at this point. I'm going to Shift Alt and click that back edge there. Shift D to duplicate, pull it out, P to break it out. Take this, select it, F to make a face. And I'm going to drop an edge loop right in the middle so that I can mirror one to the other side. So select that face and delete it. And this could be my door. I'll just slide it back in here. Actually, I should look there. Say I do that. And the way I want to do this is I want to create a window. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm going to drop an edge loop and Control B, roll back, so I only have 2 edges going left and right. Now I'm looking at how big I want my border to be. There's something else we're going to have to do in a bit. I'm going to drop an edge loop up here. I really don't need any other ones, so I'm just going to delete that face. And I'm going to extrude the door back, give it some thickness, and get rid of the back, because we're not going to need it. We're also really not going to need the bottom, I don't think, but before, just in case it rests a little bit above the ground and I want a little bit of that curvature to catch some light. But you know the way those doors often have like a rectangular plate on the left and right sides, or on one side of the door, you know, where you put your hand and you push the door right around here. I want a spot to do that, so I'm going to go into edit mode and vertex selection and box select here. And I'm going to pull this in a bit so that I've got some room to do that. And so I'm going to do that actually right now. I'm going to take this face, Shift D. I do this a lot so I don't have to bring in a new object. This has also already got the bevel on it. I'm going to scale that down, bring it over here, just scale it and get the approximate size I want. Scale it in the Z. I'll start with that. I'm going to extrude it back, get rid of that back face, select it, and bring it here. It may be a little bit too rounded and a little bit too big, but I tend to exaggerate some of these things anyhow. Just going to drag it down and just have a look. I think it needs to be a little bit longer. I don't want it too far down because I'm going to have a locking device there. It is a large window. I wonder if I want to bring all of this down, not that part, just that part down a little bit. Yeah, whatever, that's all right. Okay, at any rate, I can easily change that. I'm going to add the mirror, and we're starting to get the sense of where this is going. It's not very exciting or anything, and it may not be, really, architecture-y. That's the word for it. Yeah. Okay. Good enough for the moment. We need to get some walls in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an edge here, Shift D to duplicate it, pull it out, and I'm going to use this piece to start creating the wall. I'm going to take it and let's see. Let's just extrude it back and snap it to this. It's not snapping. I want snap to edge. I'm going to snap it to there. And I'm going to, let's pull it out to create sort of a room here. I'm going to take this upper edge, pull it up and snap up near the top. You're not going to see that opening from what I'm going to do. You'll see what I'm getting at in a minute. I'm going to take this edge and I'm going to extrude it down a ways. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to mirror that to the other side. Now, before I go any further, let's make the hallway, because this is going to be a hallway scene. And to do that, I'm going to take, in face selection, I'm going to select this face, and I'm going to hold Control and select this one, and that selects that loop. I'm going to Shift D to duplicate it, pull it out, P to break it out, and I'm going to take this now, and I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to select this edge, and I'm going to pull it out and snap to there. So we have this. You see, you're not going to see that. Although there'll be holes, you'll see in a bit. Let's just double check that the inside is not doing that. So I'm going to select it, Alt-N, flip. And for the doors and stuff, I'm going to Alt-N, recalculate outside. And for this, recalculate outside. So we're in good shape now. Okay, now, I'm going to need some walls for the corridor or hallway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just extrude down and snap to the bottom there. But I think I'm going to be separating this out. I think it'll be easier if I do that. So P, separate it out. Let's make sure it's facing the right way. It is. And I'm going to be mirroring that to the other side as well. So now you can see we're inside the hall, like that. And I probably will lengthen this. All right. And that's okay. We're not going to see that. And so there's going to be an archway here, creating a room right here and on the other side. But before I do that, I'm going to bring in a plane to start creating a bit of a floor. That always helps me. And snap it to there. And I'm going to take this edge here, snap it to there. And to snap, I'm holding Control as I hover over the spot that I want. Take this edge, and I'm going to snap it to the end there. Okay, so is that facing the right way? Yes. Okay, so we're in the hall. Now, it's probably going to be longer, and then I'm going to have multiples of these instanced probably down. So you'll be able to look through and see the length, and our shot will be from in here like that. Okay, we'll put glass and that fence-like material. You know the way you see in the glass, like in a school, you know, you got the thick glass, you've got that fence-like grid pattern inside there. We'll do that too. All right, the next thing I want to do, though, is in order to work on this, I can turn off that mirror and I can turn off that mirror so I can get in here. And I'm going to select, I think I'll do another piece here first of all. So this entire length, I'm going to take that edge, Shift D to duplicate, pull it out to around the middle of this, P to break it out, take that piece here, and it's okay, it's got the mirror on it, we'll use that, extrude it back about halfway in, so it's kind of equal, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to extrude down and make like a shelf-like thing almost. Okay, so if I put the mirror on, I get it on the other side as well. It's not going to be showing everywhere, so I'm going to come over here and select that face, and this face, and I'm going to delete those faces. And then I'm going to come back in, and there's only two edges to bevel, this one, and I'm going to bevel it by hand. Control B, pull, and there's two, I want three, just like that. Okay, so we're going to use that. Let me just double check. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take that and I'm going to Shift D, rotate Z -90 to flip it around and snap it to, whoops, I don't want to go up. Snap it to there, pull it back here, snap it to that. You will not see that join there. And I'm going to box select that, snap it to the edge here. Just want to decide if I want that whole thing a little bit thicker. Just like that, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to come in now and I'm going to Control L on that piece. That'll select everything linked, that one piece. Shift D, rotate Z 90, snap to there, and I'm going to do it all along this wall. Snap to the end there. and then select here and snap to here. And if I want to lengthen this room, I can just lengthen all that stuff. So let's just go back and check the mirrors on everything. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Okay, it's going to be like that. Okay, all right, it'll start making a little bit more sense soon if it doesn't already. So I'm going to uncheck the mirrors so that I can work on this next part. So I want an arched doorway in here to kind of, go along with this arched roof and this arched door, and to just give the theme of the whole thing. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select here, bring my 3D cursor there, and I'm going to bring in another circle, and I'm going to go for 32. Rotate Y 90. I'm going to scale it. I'm going to delete these bottom vertices, and I'm going to scale this in the Y. I want it kind of nice and wide, like it's the entrance to a classroom. Let's just go ahead and extrude these down, and F to make a face. Select it all. F to make a face for the whole thing. We'll check the size out in a minute. Let's take it out and extrude it back, because I'm going to use this as a cutting tool and then as a actual arch as well. So just want to look and get a sense. It's kind of hard to tell, but I think I'm going to try going with that. So let's just double check. Yeah, okay. I'm going to select this piece here and add a Boolean, and I'm going to select the arch, apply, take that and hide it. Don't get rid of it. Now, if I put the mirror back on, you will see I've got it on both sides. So we're actually going to be something like here, and you'll be able to see into this room. And then I'm going to have multiples of these, as I had said, I believe, instanced along, so you'll be able to see them down the hallway. So this one, it goes up to around almost that sort of the height of the door, which is kind of a good idea. So I think that's good. So let's shut off this for the moment again. Back and forth with this. And okay, let's bring that back. And let's have a look at this thing here. Let's take this and bring it up and snap it to there. And I'm going to get rid of that face. And I'm going to get rid of both of these faces. So I've got this. And then I think we'll just go E and Alt-S and pull. And do something like that. And maybe I'll scale it in the X a little bit. And I want it going through so that you can see like that, kind of. Okay? So we're not going to need, well, here's the thing. I want to bevel this. It's just questionable if I bevel that. If I get rid of these back faces, I can't bevel it. And do I want it to catch a bit of light because I'll be looking kind of like this? I might. I could go ahead and bevel like that. And then I could get rid of the rest of the faces. And you still will see a little bit of the white there. If it was flat, because I got rid of it, I wouldn't see that. So I'm going to shade smooth. And we can add, I'm not sure if I need weighted normal and normal's auto smooth. Let's see. It does a little bit. But is it facing the right way? It's the wrong way, so we'll do that. Okay, cool. Let's save. Shift-C will bring the 3D cursor right back to the middle. And now I can take this and set the origin to the 3D cursor, and then I can mirror this over to the other side. Okay, let's bring back the mirrors. And let's bring back this room. Okay, so it's like that. Oh, and let's bring back the mirror for that. That'll hide that seam. I feel like I still want these thicker. Okay, and that should do it for all of them. So this is what we're getting. I'm going to scale this down a little bit. That'll affect my bevel. It'll sharpen it up even. I think that's okay. I think that's good enough. And so I'm going to go with that. So that's what we have so far. Now, I am going to lengthen everything. Let me start with the floor. Just arbitrarily bring it down a little ways. This, snap. That's why I really like the snap. Let's take this. Let's grab that edge. Snap. Let's take this. I just need to get one side, I believe. Yep. Snap. This. Okay, so for this, maybe I will see what I get there. And snap. Is that everything that I need to move? I just wanted it a little bit longer. Okay, we're not going to see that. We're going to be down in here like that. Okay, if at all, if we see it. Yeah, okay. Okay, good enough. Okay, the next thing I want to do is create a little bit of a trim here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop an edge loop here. I think I'll drag it up. I just want to make sure that it's straight. I'm going to scale Z 0. And I'm actually going to break this out. P, break it out. Let me go ahead and E to extrude and pull that down. And I'm just going to hide it. And I want to have a look here. I don't need that extra edge. I just used it to create this. Now this is wrapping around fine. We're not going to see any further than that. So that's okay. And that goes to there. And that's what I want. So I'm going to, where is it end? There, that's what I wanted. Okay. I know this is a bit weird, but this piece here I'm going to take out and snap to the wall. And then I'm going to extrude it down and snap it to around there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so let's try this. What I want to do is I want to press E and Alt S, and I want to push it out. Actually, it doesn't have to come out that much. Just a little bit, because I'm going to come out again. Drop another edge loop, bring it up near the top. Now if I do this, do I get... I get the inside. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to delete these faces. Am I? Delete those faces. Let's just focus on that. This will all come together in a bit. Trust me. Although I may make some mistakes. Alright, we can just work on this alone. Shift Alt and click those faces and I get just the outside ones. Okay. All I want to do is E and Alt S and push and create another extrusion there. Like that. At this point, we could select that edge and dissolve it. We don't really need it. Okay, now I'm going to bevel it, but I think I may have added another face. I did, so I'm going to delete that face there. Okay, because that'll affect the shading of it, and we don't need it. All right, good. And so now I'm going to bevel this, and I'll deal with the bottom in a minute. Let's bevel those top ones. Control B, and go with 3. Get out of the way. Catch a bit of light. I have a feeling I'm going to need to bevel this one underneath. Control B. And I'm going to look at the bottom now. I think I can get rid of... No, I can't because I want to bevel it. Alright, I'm just going to select that outer bottom edge. And I'm going to bevel it. Like that. And I am pretty sure I am not going to need the inside, so I'm going to Shift Alt and click those faces. And I may get a little bit of extra stuff. Let's see. Let me just get rid of that. And that gives me... Yeah, so I have the little white edge there. Let's just bring stuff back and see how she looks. Alright, it might be flipped, but we can easily fix that. No, it's not. All right, I think that's going to work for us. Now, you can see that it's on both sides. That's good. Now what I want to do is, what is it I want to do? I want to have it here. Let's focus just on those. Okay. I want it on the other side here. I'm going to mirror it. So I'm going to find the central, just a central point like that. Shift S, cursor selected. I'm going to take this and set, actually, before I do, I'm going to have to apply the mirror on this. If I need to make any changes, lengthen it, I can. Apply the mirror. Now I can set the origin to the 3D cursor. And I can mirror this in the Y. And I'm getting it there. Slash key to bring it back. Okay, that's all right. I can bevel that if I want. And now I'm simply going to come in here. I think I need to apply that mirror. And now I can come in here and box select this. And I guess I have to do the other side as well. Slide them down and snap them to there. So we have our trim in there. I don't think I'm going to worry about that. All right, starting to look kind of cool, I think. Tweaks and all that, like extending this out further, can be done later on. Just to show you sort of where we're going, I'm going to select here, and I'm going to use that Shift D, scale it down. Key to break it out. I'm going to be creating like a bookcase here, a bookshelf. Put in there. I'm just going to really quickly do a book, all right, just so we can see how this is going. So I'm going to scale that down and extrude it up like this, and let's take that and break it out, pull it there. Let's scale that in the Y, make it look a little bit more like a book. And I will take these edges here, Control B, bring them back, and I'll roll up a few times. That. And then I'll take this face, and this face. Press I to inset. And if they're splitting, let's see, what's that splitting? Yeah, press I again to reset that. No, I'm going to do that again. Around there, E and Alt S and pull. Just do that for now. Won't even worry about shading it. Okay, I'm just going to do this. And I'm just going to copy a few in here. I'm not even going to make any real changes to them. If I shade smooth, any shading errors I'll look at later. But you can see, here, let me put the mirror back on, and that's actually, no, those are, all right, good enough. I'm going to actually join those together, just for now. Put the mirror back on. And you can see, I'm going to move this in a little bit. All right, so in the hallway, you can see over here, you can see the bookcases there and there. And let me make sure, actually, let's Shift C, let's take that and set the origin to the 3D cursor. And yeah, see, the other one moved because it wasn't in the right position. So you can see that there, and we've got a shelf up there, and that's how it looks so far. If I just really quickly do something, I'm going to throw in some glass. I might do some more work on this. I'm not sure, but just to wrap things up for today, what I'll do is Shift Alt and click there. Shift D, GY. I'm just actually going to yank it out in front. P to break it out. I'm going to take that and F to make a face and pull it back in, and just have a look to see if it's flipped, which it is. Alt N, flip. I can make it thick if I want. That's glass there, and let's switch over to Object and do some viewport colors and make it sort of like green, and drop the alpha so there's nothing to see behind it right now. And I'm going to do the same with the doors. I'm probably going to make some changes, but it's possible. Let's just focus on those. That on these, I'm going to do a little bit more. Let's see how I want to do this. I think I'll grab these back ones, E and Alt S, push, and have something like that. Maybe Control Plus and pull it forward a bit. And then let's see if I want to just sharpen up that bevel like that. And maybe Shift D to duplicate, P to break it out. Take this. Where is it? I have to make a face. How is it? Okay, that one's okay. And bring that back. So just put on a similar kind of a blue. Doesn't have to be that blue, really. Yeah, okay. And drag the alpha down. I'm going to give you a sense of where this is going now. And this is all in something called collection. Let me just call it maybe hallway or something like that. 3D cursor's right there. Let's grab that. Let's do Shift A, collection, it's hallway, and pull it down. It's not going to be super accurate how I'm putting it together, but let's just do it anyhow. And let's just duplicate. Now this is not increasing the polys because I'm using instances. And now you start to see inside. Let's try switching over to one of these ones. I'm not sure which one I'm going to want. Actually, let's not do that. Instead, let's add some viewport colors. So I'm just going to, on all of these, go for a darker hex. Let's see. Let's go for something like that. And I'm going to copy that, and it's really going to be on most of it in order to give that kind of look. And some of them will be lighter. And of course, we'll do real textures on this stuff later. But just for now, so we start to get a sense, and it'll turn the shadows on as well. And possibly change the shader that we're using. Just going for everything right now to give it a dark look. Even the floor. And this wall. Now it won't show up in the instances, which is kind of cool. I'm going to have to do some work on this so that it looks a little bit better. We'll get there. Okay. Now is that everybody? Yes. I just want to double check this. Okay. Turn on the shadow. That may be a little bit dark on your screen. Okay. Okay, and I'm thinking somewhere around here. There's going to be a window here looking into the other room with bars. And we're going to have some lasers here. And we're going to have a big lock. We're going to have some video cameras and some lighting, possibly pot lights on the bottom of this. And some pictures that give it sort of this old monastery school sort of environment, but that's sci-fi and a secure place. All right, so let's leave it at that for now. We have a few more videos, maybe 2 or 3 more videos of modeling. We'll try not to cram too much stuff in there. And then we'll do some texturing and we'll try to get a kind of a cool thing. Some of this stuff I want to remind you is to sort of block out, and I may, make some changes, but I'll show you that, or I'll do it with you. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you come back for part 2. I'm hoping it's going to get kind of cool. All right, take care.